Since the beginning of the tournament, I have problems, but the real thing is going worse every day. So after the last match, I saw that the situation were going to be complicated to play today, but as always, I always believe that the things can improve. So I waited until today in the morning. I did a lot of treatment yesterday, waiting that we can recover a little bit for today, but I am not ready to compete today. And I am very sorry for the fans. I am very sorry for the tournament. I am very sorry for everybody who were ready to watch the match on the television, for the televisions, for everybody. But I don't have election. I cannot do it another thing. I am not ready to compete, and I cannot go on court and lie everybody. That's the thing today.
Well, a very, very honest Rafa Nadal, and clearly disappointed. I know you're disappointed, Peter, because you were looking forward to this semi-final, but ongoing problems for Rafa Nadal with these knees.
Yeah, well, you know, as he said, it's something that bothered him a lot in 2009. Went 2 full years, really, with minimal problems there. And I think it's probably more precautionary situation for him, because the clay court season just around the corner, 1 or 2 more matches to go, and I'm sure he was in quite a bit of pain, because against Tsonga, that is, the other night, because he definitely did not play. Now this was his match against Stepanek, yeah, that was early last week, but we saw it especially in the match against Tsonga the other night, where he made a lot of unforced errors that you thought something's wrong, something's not quite right. He doesn't miss balls like that.
And clearly not a decision he would have taken lightly. As he said, it's disappointing for all the fans, for the TV, for the ticket holders, for everybody. But I guess going up against any of these top players, the one thing you need is his physical side of the game.
Well, absolutely. He knows going into a match against Andy Murray that he's going to have to run quickly, and run for a long period of time, because Murray is quite comfortable going deep into the rally and opens up the court and covers a lot of court. So Nadal's not going to be able to hit a lot of winners against Murray. So yeah, it would have been a very tough proposition.
And taking away the physical side of things, which clearly was a problem as many times as he got the trainer out, but in terms of his tennis, it sort of was fluctuating throughout the course of the week, wasn't it? What did you make of his form and his confidence out there?
Well, I think a lot of that probably had to do with his knee, that he wasn't comfortable, he wasn't happy. And, you know, his game is about running. It's just about being a dominant and intimidating athlete out on the court. And if he can't do that, then he loses a bit of his mojo, doesn't he? And so for him to play against Tsonga, who's beaten Rafa, once or twice, and, you know, it's not quite the same sort
a different matchup to
rivalry.
Yeah.
It's a different sort of rivalry. Whereas Murray is he's more of a threat, I think, to Rafa, and I don't think that Rafa, you know, he doesn't want to go into a match like that and know that he's going to lose. That's no fun at all.
And knowing how much of a perfectionist he is, you know, we know when he turns up to practice for a match, he will be out there longer than anybody else. Everything has to be perfect going into a match. How much of this is a setback to him in terms of his scheduling going forward onto the tour? Because obviously the clay court season just around the corner, which is meant to be his domain. Well,
it's probably a little bit of a setback, but I think he's pulled out of this match with Monte Carlo in mind, you know, which starts in, 2.5 weeks. Knowing that, okay, his knee's bad now, but with a couple of weeks off and going back onto the clay where he can slide and his knee doesn't take nearly the same pounding, I think he figures that he should be okay.
And nobody will be more disappointed than, of course, Andy Murray, who turned up to practice as normal for this match. But this is not what he would have wanted. He was relishing this matchup, wasn't he?
Well, I think so, yeah. I mean, obviously, he's happy to be into the final. But you don't, you know, a Murray-Nadal matchup is something that everybody in tennis looks forward to, and it would be one of the highlights of Andy's year. Okay, now fine, he can look forward to a final against Novak Djokovic. That'll be one of the highlights of his year again, and a great test for him. But yeah, I'm sure he's missing the fact that this opportunity to beat Rafa.
Okay, well, Andy Murray into the final then, having played just 3 matches all week. Well, let's remind ourselves how he made it through.